got this shit knocking on.
If you love wisdom, put your mind up to the ceiling. Don't let it stay in the gutter. Don't let your heart get all cluttered. No, I did not stutter. Listen to all that I've muttered. Your life will only go well if you in wisdom or lovers.
If you're in love with wisdom, come inside.
Come inside. Come inside.
The truth will surely rescue you and I.
You and I. You and I.
If you're in love with wisdom, come inside.
Come inside. Come inside.
The truth will surely rescue you and I.
Hey, what's going on? JC Johnson here. You're listening to For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets. And of course, you know you're listening on North Coast Underground, where the underground starts with you. And right now, we're getting ready to discuss the wisdom of accountability. So, what is accountability? What does it mean to be accountable? And why is that important to us in this life that we're living? Well, we're going to get into that right after the break. You're listening on North Coast Underground, where the underground starts with you.
If you're in love with wisdom, come inside.
Come inside.
Hey everybody, you're listening to For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets.
With your host, Jason Johnson.
All right, what's going on? For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets. JC Johnson here. Today we're discussing the wisdom of accountability. So what is accountability all about anyway? Well, according to Webster's, accountability means being subject to giving an account. It means being answerable. Another definition, capable of being explained, explainable. That's really important. That's really important as it relates to accountability, because if you're not able to give an answer or explain your actions, it's probably something you don't need to be doing. So last couple episodes, we discussed different topics. We discussed controllability, being able to control yourself. And we also discussed marriageability. What does it take to be marriageable or eligible for that? And if you missed those episodes, don't worry about it, because you can always catch past episodes on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and you can even talk to Alexa, say, Alexa, play For the Love of Wisdom, and Alexa will bring that up for you too. So many different ways that you can hear the show if you missed it. So don't worry, but right now we are live on North Coast Underground, as we are every week. And let's get into it a little bit more on this topic that we're discussing right now, which is accountability. Accountability, again, subject to giving an account or capable of being explained. Answerable, explainable. It needs to be those two things. And here's an article that speaks to this topic, and it's called 7 Truths About Accountability That You Need to Know. Now, the way that this article was written, it's mainly speaking to business owners, CEOs, supervisors, people who are responsible for leading other people. But I think that a lot of what it has to say is relevant to anybody. It's something that anybody can apply. So let's see what it has to say here about accountability. This article was written by Gordon Tredgold, and here's what it has to say. Many people don't understand what accountability is, why it's important, or where it starts. They understand accountability is important, but they don't know how to create a culture of accountability. They just hope that it'll happen. And I think that that's crucial right there, because what that's saying really is that, people just think that certain things will just happen by happenstance. They feel like no real work is required. But what this is saying here is that no, it takes work. It takes some grind. It takes some intelligence. It takes some planning. Things like this don't just happen on their own. This is something you have to set up in advance. You don't just roll with it and hope for the best, but you actually have to put some things in place to ensure that you yourself are accountable, and maybe other people that you're connected to that you're also accountable as well. It says that if you want to create a culture of accountability, then it starts with who. Just like on North Coast Underground, we say the underground starts with you. And this is saying here that accountability starts with you. You need to model the behaviors that you want to see. So if people see that you're accountable to something or someone, then they'll be more likely to follow your lead, and they'll also be accountable. But if they see that you are a law unto yourself and you're accountable to nothing or no one, they're not going to have as much incentive to be accountable themselves. Here's something else that it says. It says, you're accountable for any failures as well as any successes that you may have. Now, this is crucial. And this is something that people don't like to think about. They don't like to admit it because maybe it's too painful. But something that a business owner, Grant Cardone, has said, and I always think of this. He said it in his book. He said it in either the 10X Rule or one of his other books. But he said basically that one thing that's really important to remember is that if something goes wrong in your life, if something bad happens, it's your fault. And this doesn't make people happy when they hear it, because it's so much easier to blame someone else. It feels so much better to be able to say, oh no, it wasn't me that did this, it was that person, it's their fault, because if it wasn't for them, this thing or that thing never would have happened. But what he's saying is, no, you need to be accountable for your own actions, right? The reason why you're in this situation is not because of somebody else. It's not because of some catastrophe, but it's because of you. What could you have done differently to make sure you weren't in that situation? Now, I'm not talking about things such as, somebody murdering your family or anything like that. But I'm talking about situations where, let's just say, you own a business and you have a customer, and that customer no longer buys from you. Maybe you have a restaurant and this person used to come there every week, and now all of a sudden they stop coming there. I mean, you can easily say, oh, what's wrong with them? Why would they stop coming? They must have found somewhere they like better. But instead of looking at it like that, maybe you have to say, well, what did I do to push this person away? Maybe I stop selling their favorite food, or maybe I stopped being as friendly as I used to be. There's a reason for everything. But if you always put it on other people, then you can't change anything. You can't actually rectify the situation. But when you put it on yourself, when you're accountable for your own actions, then you're able to say, maybe I need to do something differently. So in this case, like with the customer, maybe it's just the issue of, hey, maybe I need to go up to that person and talk to them and just say, hey, what happened? What's going on? Is everything okay? Is there anything I can do differently? And you'll be surprised that maybe they'll give you some information that shows that it's because of something that you or your business has done. And that gives you the opportunity to then make some changes so that you don't lose that customer. So just something to think about. It's really on you. Don't blame other people when things don't go right in your life. Blame yourself, and don't just stay there and have a pity party, but do something about it. Make some changes. Make things better. Also, it says here, the best way to get people to accept accountability is to set them up to be successful. No one is going to take ownership or show accountability for something that they know or believe is going to fail. That's important. People need the security to know that whatever it is that they're being accountable to means something. It's got to be something that has long-lasting benefit. It can't be like, oh, I need you to be accountable to, eating spinach, but you're not showing them how eating spinach can actually benefit them. Because especially if, now I'm going a little bit abstract here, but let's say someone's allergic to spinach, and what you're telling them, you're basically telling them you need to be accountable to dying, right? Because that's all that they can think of, or getting a rash, or breaking out in hives, or whatever, right? So you got to be able to show that whether, even if this thing is uncomfortable or painful, it actually is leading to something that's beneficial. But if people can't see that, if they can only see the negatives, then don't expect them to be accountable to it. And again, it says here, accountability is something that has to be worked at. There has to be a clear and consistent strategy on how it's going to be implemented and validated. More on that after this. You're listening to North Coast Underground, where the underground starts with you.
It's your boy, Tear It Up, Tommy Tom from Beyond Sports, and you're listening to For the Love of Wisdom
with your host, Jason Johnson.
All right, what's going on? JC Johnson here, For the Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets. And, you know, we're discussing accountability. Looking at a pretty good article about accountability. It's called 7 Truths About Accountability That You Need to Know. One more thing here is it said that accountability is not a one-time, sometime thing. It's an all-time thing. Those people who don't want to be accountable or held accountable are always looking for any opportunities to get out of it. And isn't that true about most things as well, right? People feel like they don't have to do something, especially if it's something uncomfortable or something that they don't see any benefit to. They'll try to get out of it. Here's some quotes from notable people about accountability. First one's from Stephen Covey, and it says, accountability breeds responsibility. Think about it. Accountability breeds responsibility. It's been said that some people are maybe good with accountability, but not too good with responsibility. And some people are good with responsibility, but not accountability. Now, the two really should go hand in hand, because you can't have one without the other. Because if you're not a responsible person, then what benefit is there in being accountable? And if you're not accountable, then it shows that you're not responsible. Because being accountable is the responsible thing to do. And being responsible stems from accountability. So the two really do go hand in hand. David Brin said that when it comes to privacy and accountability, people always demand the former for themselves and the latter for everyone else. That's really true. That's really true. Again, when it comes to privacy and accountability, people always demand the former for themselves and the latter for everyone else. That's true. And, you know, it's really easy for us to have different standards for ourselves than we have for other people. For example, when it comes to you, let's say you make a mistake and you go easy on yourself because you know your motives were good. You know that you didn't mean to make that mistake. And you would hope that you have some grace. But the way that it works out a lot of times is a person they'll give themselves the benefit of the doubt. They'll say, my motive was good. But when someone else does the exact same thing, instead of judging their motives, they judge their actions. So what does that mean? It means that if you drop a glass of milk on the floor, you might say, I did it by accident. You know, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to drop that on the floor. But when someone else does it, it's, oh, you did that because you didn't want me to have a glass of milk. You deliberately dropped that on the floor. But it's like, wait a minute. What do you mean? I didn't do that. It was a mistake. But at that moment, they don't care about your motives. They only care about your actions. And that's not how it should be. We should judge people the same way that we judge ourselves, because we know whether our motives are good or not, but we don't know whether another person's motives are good or not. But if someone gives us a logical explanation for something, we shouldn't hold it over people's heads. Stephen Fincher has this to say: "Folks, I mean to keep my word. And if I don't, I'll give you my address and some rope." That's real accountability. And that's true, right? He's bringing it home, literally. He's saying, look, if what I'm saying is not true, I'm giving you the ability to come to my house and hold me accountable. Jennifer Hyman, she says that be brave and take accountability for your thoughts and beliefs. Why does she say be brave? What does that have to do with this? It takes bravery. It really does take bravery to stand up for what you believe in, especially when you're in a society that is fighting against what you have to say. When it comes down to it, people will challenge what you believe. Maybe they'll threaten you and say, "Are you sure you believe that? Like, you mean you still believe that even if I take away everything you own? You mean you still believe that even if I do something that's going to harm your family? Are you saying you really believe that?" And under that kind of pressure, it's really easy to fold and to say, you know what? Nah, it's not that serious. I'm sorry. I don't really believe that. But what Jennifer's saying here is that you need to be brave and take accountability for what you believe and what you think, regardless of the outcome. That's true freedom, really, because that means you're living for something that goes beyond yourself and your own comfort. What does the Bible have to say about this? Well, in Romans 5:16, it says, "Always tell each other the wrong things you have done, then pray for each other. Do this so that God can heal you. Anyone who lives the way God wants can pray, and great things will happen." Now, this is powerful, because what this is saying is that instead of hiding your faults from other people and pretending like you don't struggle with the things you struggle with, it's saying it's actually better to be honest about that. It's actually better to confess these things to somebody else, to say, "Hey, I don't have it all together. I need help in this area. I'm struggling right now." Because it may be embarrassing at that moment to do that, but what this is saying is it's actually something that's going to free you. It's something that's going to heal you, and vice versa for that other person. But when you try to keep it all inside and pretend like something doesn't bother you, that can be the very thing that destroys you. So there's nothing wrong with being open, with being accountable to another person, being real. Hebrews 4:13 says that nothing in all the world can be hidden from God. He can clearly see all things. Everything is open before him, and to him we must explain the way we have lived. So beyond just human accountability, right now, this is talking about accountability in a whole different way. This is talking about being accountable not just to other human beings, but being accountable to God, because one day you will have to give an account. You will have to give an explanation for the life that you lived, whether it was good or bad. And like it says here in 2 Corinthians 5:10, we must all stand before Christ to be judged. Everyone will get what they should. They will be paid for whatever they did, good or bad, when they lived in this earthly body. So we have to think beyond the moment. Think beyond 2018 and think about one day I might have to give account for every single thing that I've ever done and ever will do on this earth. If you had to stand and give an account for your whole life, wouldn't you want it to be filled with positive things as opposed to negative things? Well, the only person that can make that choice is you. Nobody else can do that for you. Proverbs 15:22, it says, "If you don't ask for advice, your plans will fail. With many advisors, they will succeed. What is this talking about? This is talking about accountability. It is saying that if you have people in your life, people that speak life to you, people that speak truth to you, people that are not going to let you walk blindfolded off of a plank, but people who are going to steer you in the right direction. These are the types of people that you need around you. People who are willing to tell you the truth, to tell you when you're succeeding, and to tell you when you're failing. So that is the wisdom of accountability. And again, if you missed any part of this, you can always listen back on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or Spotify, anywhere where podcasts can be heard. And this is JC Johnson for The Love of Wisdom, where philosophy meets the streets.
Knowledge is power, power is money, and money makes the world go round.
Money, power, respect, I get it. Higher, learning, yeah, I'm winning. Only get better with time, keep got on my mind with wisdom. There's no limit, there's no limit. Get up and get it, can achieve the impossible, conquer every obstacle. Exhausting and grinding, constantly push and do what they say I could. Life is what you make it. Knowledge is power, don't let them take it. If